Check 1, 2, 3. Well, my friends, we have a lot to talk about. I hope you're ready for this. This is really, really something. I mean, really, really something. Unbelievably something. Beyond something. Truly. And this week is very difficult for people, much like yourself, to try to find some kind of balance, if you will. If there is such a word, balance as to what's happening. And if you are a Democrat, you must be exceedingly pissed off this week. But also, I think you've seen this as well. And I don't know how much of this is hyperbole. I don't know how much of this is storm clouds that are being basically... But it looks like very, very, very unimaginably serious for President Trump and even Rudy Giuliani. They're talking about, I don't know if you've seen this, and again, we will just, take it with a grain of salt. But an additional perhaps 45 more charges? 45? Going after not just Donald Trump, but maybe Rudy, as I said. This is just incredible. Rudy and Mark Meadows, maybe his former chief of staff. Who knows? And this is so interesting at this particular point to figure out how did it get to this stage? It's incredible. It is monumentally incredible what we're seeing here right now. And what happens is, if you listen to some people, they will say, well, don't worry about it. Trump is great. Trump is terrific. Does he warrant all of this? Enough is enough. What are you doing? What is happening? What is the purpose of this? What is going on here? I mean, this is the most incredible thing I have ever even seen. Just saw where Pope Francis is meeting with the family of WikiLeaks. We'll see what's happening with that. This week, between the Supreme Court, between affirmative action, between the liberals and everybody else, this has been the week of weeks. And the Democrats, they don't even know what to say because they're just angry. They can't explain what happened. They can't explain to you, but they are motivated by this sense of rage and hate, and it consumes them. It's all they have. It's all they can think of. It's all they know. It's incredible. I can't believe the level of, again, this rage, this absolute rage that has, I don't know what the word is. Again, it consumes to the point where you think to yourself, this just can't be anymore. This just can't be. Now, what's important to note, even more so, what's important to note, to critically be aware of and to critically focus on, is that this week the Supreme Court has spoken and the Constitution has prevailed, and the individuals, those folks, the individuals that we are, the individuals that we are dealing with and talking to, and the people that we are talking about, have utilized the Constitution for the first time. Think about this, the number of 6-3 votes. Affirmative action. Affirmative action, if there is one thing, one story, one anything that sticks in our craw, it's the idea of you trying to utilize, trying to make, trying to, how do I say this? Trying to create this idea, and this is an incredible idea, but creating the idea of racial harmony, racial equality through racial discrimination. It makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense. It's the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. It makes no sense. The Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment says you must treat people equally. Follow me on this one. The Equal Protection Clause. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you how to do this. And you have to... You look at the particular classes. This is the most important. Under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, when a statute, when a rule from the government discriminates against an individual based on a suspect classification, that statute, that law will be held to either strict or intermediate scrutiny. Now, hear me out. This is the law. Whether you like this or not, follow me. There are 4 general agreed upon suspect classifications: race, religion, national origin, and alienage. That is the main thing. The Supreme Court held that how do we say this? When the Supreme Court holds that when you use the Equal Protection Clause to discriminate on other bases besides race, for example, gender, sexual preference, there has to be a rational basis scrutiny. Let me start again. It sounds like gobbledygook, and it is. To those of us who have been raised on this, it's very easy. Number 1, it works like this. Very, very interesting. Number 1. If there is something that has, and by the way, remember something, the University of North Carolina falls under the category of the Equal Protection Clause because that is a state university. One could argue also that the military academies and others would apply as well. Government run, government owned, government, it's a state, it's a government facility. Harvard is a private function. It falls under the Civil Rights Act. Same idea, but a different statute. But let's just take this. When you decide that you're going to treat people differently because of race, you want to give a preference to black people, a preference to whatever it is. If that's what you do because of race, you're going to have to show that there is an absolute, overwhelming necessity for this. An overwhelming necessity that this is something that has to be done, and it has to be differentiated this way so that there is separate. Now, I can't figure out when that would be. I don't know when it would be, why it would be. But if you're going to say, for example, in a state-run university, blacks are preferred, whites are preferred, blacks are less preferred, whites are less, whatever it is, you're going to have to show a really compelling reason for it. And they don't exist. They just don't exist. You can't have a system where black people, white people, Asian people are treated differently for any reason. Let me say this again. For any reason. This is America. You don't do that. And we don't give a damn if your class is 100% white, 100% Asian, 100% black, 100% gay, whatever it is. Equality doesn't exist. Equality isn't fair. It doesn't exist. A meritocracy is based specifically on, are you able to get in because of your scores? Now, if you want to have some kind of a pretend class where we just say, we just have a little day school or it's a club. It's the Black Student Unions Club or the Asians. If that's what you want to do, maybe you can declare yourself as something other than a university. When I look around and I'm saying, hey, look at this. Do you remember, who remembers a while back, there was something called, still is, the Scripps-Howard Spelling Bee. Do you remember that? Every single year. Who won the Scripps-Howard Spelling Bee? There was a great documentary we saw on it. Who wins? I don't know, but now I haven't watched it. Indian kids, Asian Indian. Every single year, without fail, Indian kids. And forgive me if I'm not calling Indians Punjabi. I don't know. Now, are they better at spelling? I don't know. Do they work harder? I don't know. Do they have a better family structure? I don't know. Do they have better, more ambition? I don't know. All I know is that in the past 25 years, every one of these people who wins are Asian because they got more words spelled correctly. You got a problem with that? You got a problem with that? That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Sorry. You want equality? You want equity? Fine. You learn the words as well as they do, and you're in. But we're not gonna juggle the demographics just to make you feel happy. You got that? We're not gonna do that. There are things that just happen. I'm not gonna bring up the NBA. I'm not gonna bring up this Western African in terms of their natural, apparently, this one little section of, I think it's West Africa, where all of the marathon runners happen to be right from this area. Just so happens. Nobody was looking for them to win. They just happened to be the best. In fact, I remember there was a wonderful, I forget what it was. It's on, you can see it on TED Talks. TED, there's a debate, there's about physiognomy and structure. And in one, the numbers were a non-African or whatever it is, was like 300 or something. I don't know what it is. But it's just, and by the way, when you look at these numbers, when you look at what all this stuff means, you have to ask yourself, isn't this interesting? There are certain deposits of talent, physiologically, physiognomy-wise, structure, musculature, whatever it is. Do you know that Michael Phelps, the swimmer, he is 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". He has the same inseam on his pants, the same inseam as I think a runner. Same inseam, but his trunk is another story, which allows him to spring out. He's a metabolic, he's a musculature freak. Don't know why. He just is. And if you can look different, and if you can act different in terms of your physical prowess, maybe you think differently. Maybe your talent might be in mathematics, linguistics, art. I don't know. I don't have a problem. I am not equal to you. You're not equal to me. That's the way that goes. Period. And if you want to have a bunch of people that represent a diverse student body, great. Let's just hope that you have a diverse group of people who do very, very well academically. And if they turn out to be diverse, terrific. If they don't, SOL for you. Big deal. Get over it. This idea of forced equity is absolutely antithetical to everything that we believe. It is absolutely contrary to everything that we believe in. I don't expect anything to be fair. You're not going to get a diverse group of people. And when we start talking about talents, idiosyncrasies, whatever it is, I know somebody one time who took a class or studied at Parsons School of Design, was in one particular class. The entire class, gay men. Virtually the entire class. I don't know why. But those gay men were great at what they did. Does that mean the gay people are better than this? Not necessarily. But in this class, there wasn't anything diverse about this at all. Period. But they were great. And they were the best. You understand that? Not diverse. Not diverse. There are certain places where you just will find things that are not diverse. And when somebody comes along and they say, we're going to change things. John McEnroe said to Serena Williams, if Serena Williams was playing tennis, she'd be like number 700. Like number 700? Dear God. Think about that. It's the most incredible thing in the world. And they got offended by this. They got offended at John McEnroe said, she can kick my ass any day. But in terms of, if she's in the men's circuit, they'll destroy her. They went nuts. Life is not fair. Equality doesn't exist in the real world. It doesn't exist. And I don't know where we got on this stupid train, but we got to get off. It's dumb. Then there was a case of the idea of somebody who says, and there was a weird case. We had the baker before, remember the person who was the difference between the Supreme Court with the guy who didn't want to make a cake for the gay wedding and then a woman who doesn't want to design the website. I don't know. I'm going to go one step further and tell you how radical I am. And I would be, do you mean to tell me, is there anybody who would say, hey, Mr. Let's say there's a gay-owned website design, and I want you to make a bunch of homophobic, really pro-Trump, MAGA, whatever. Or let's say there's a Jewish family who owns it. I want you to make, swastika, whatever it is. And you're going to say, wait a minute. Excuse me. You've got to do what we tell you. Under this Colorado rule, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I think you should be able to tell somebody, I don't want to do business with you. I don't like you. Oh, you can't do that. Now, this is going to be tough. I don't like you. I don't want to cut your hair. I don't want to deal with you. I don't like you. And I'm not going to tell you why I don't like you. Why? Because it's none of your business. Could we live in a world like that? I think we should. You're not going to do very well in business. But what, you have no say in this? I don't understand this. What happened to us? What happened? Now, there's a balance here. Nobody wants to go back to the world of separate bathrooms and whites only and all this stuff. So you can take this stuff to an extreme. And where that balance line is, I'm telling you, sometimes it's going to be tough. And it's going to be like Potter Stewart and Jacobellis. I know it when I see it. And I can't tell you specifically where this thing works. But this is the most ridiculous thing in the world that you're going to want to make. First of all, why would you want to go someplace and give somebody business who does not particularly sanction your form of marriage? I don't get this. I don't get this. Do you hear me? I don't get this. I don't understand this. I don't know how this thing works. I don't get it. I don't get any of it. Now, what happened to us? What happened? Somewhere along the line, diversity became almost a talent. For example, we now say, and I never thought about diverse. Diverse to me was something that it's important, but not when I want to go to a doctor, not when I want to have a class full of the best students, not when I want to have the best team, the best students, the best anything. I don't give a damn about diverse. I don't care about that. Now, in every law firm, there's something about diverse. In every law firm, diverse. In every single law firm, there's a diversity. And here's our diversity person. What does this have to do with anything? What does this have? What do I care about? I want you to do a good job for me. No, it's diverse. What difference does it make? And it goes back to corporate equity, indices, human rights campaign. That's where we are now. It's insane. Diverse is terrific. That's nice. That's not what I was looking for, but okay, sure, whatever. Does diverse help? I think so. In a college? Sure. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I live in the most diverse city in the world, with the most diverse food in the world, with the most diverse. There's so much diversity, it's not even funny. Do you understand this? It's so diverse, it's not. But diverse has to benefit me. Diverse is, I like the different foods, I like the different this, I like the different stuff. Or I can better. Not like, hey, isn't this great? Yeah. Oh, look, there's a Chinese guy. Oh, look, there's an Indian. Oh, look, there's an African. Hey, isn't this great? Wait a minute. What does that mean? How am I benefit? Do I just feel good by that? Is that it? Is that the idea? Okay, whatever. Maybe you're like that. I don't know what that even means. I don't even know I don't get this. Diverse has to be there for a benefit. What is the standard? I want great food, a great doctor, great students, a great team, a great this. That's it. Oh, we have this year in our class of 2000, we have the tallest group. They're the tallest they've ever been. That's terrific. No, seriously. We have more people over 6'4" than we've ever had. What difference do I care? No. And next year, we're going to have more different heights. We have more diverse heights. What difference does this make? What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? What happened to us? I don't get this. I'm the most open-minded, liberal person there is as far as accepting people. But I don't patronize you. I don't say they're good. Oh, you're the African American. Oh, you're the Alsatian woman. Great. Oh, oh, look, have you seen my Inuit friend? Have you seen my what is this? How does this work? I don't understand any of it. The very fact that we've got to go to a case, that somebody would say, I've got to go to the Supreme Court because I don't want, I'm a Christian, I don't like your form of wedding, I don't have a say in this? What kind of country is this? And there's a 6-3 vote. Kagan, Sotomayor, Ketanji Brown, it's the same group. Over and over. Student debt, best line ever. Hey, student debt, guess what? You know where your money is? Ukraine. How do you like that? There's a great meme going around. That's where your student debt is. Go ask them. It's incredible. They're circling Trump to the point where it's ridiculous. Hunter, they don't even look at him. What is going on? When are you going to say enough with Rudy? Enough. I mean, well, not Rudy, but President Trump. My God. The man challenged his... I'm sorry, you act like he slaughtered a family, but he challenged the legitimacy of his election. Can he not do that? No. Because he was trying to get it their way. He was plotting away. Plotting away to do what? What was he going to do? Barricade these people? I don't get it. I'm frankly sick of the whole story, sick of the whole thing, sick of the whole nonsense about whatever it is, all right? I'm telling you right now, I am telling you, I don't recognize this place. I don't recognize any of this. To see that woman who finally settled with Fox News for what, $12 million? You can make more money suing Fox News than actually working for Fox News. Today there was a thing for Geraldo. I didn't see a second of it, but I heard about it. It was a goodbye Geraldo. Well, if you want him so bad, how come you fired him? Seems like you love him. That model is so over with, it's not even funny. I heard something also. There's a talk about maybe Tucker perhaps testifying in the Smartmatic. I don't know. I wish I could care more about that one. I really do. Good week also for religious rights. The fellow who says I want to take off Sunday. They did that one. That was nice. Prigozhin, forget it. I don't even bother. How about France? Look what's happening in France. Is that their George Floyd moment? What is this? What's going on with it? Meanwhile, your Macron and his wife, they're watching Elton John retire for like the 50th time straight from his efforts. I don't get any of this stuff. You? I mean, I don't get any of this. What kind of a world do we live in? It is bizarre. It is so bizarre. But let me tell you something. What is happening right now? Oh, I forgot to tell you. The sub, I know I don't care about that. The sub case is so interesting, it's not even funny. Not even funny how interesting that case is. And please check out how are we doing on the likes? I didn't notice this. Oh, we have 126 likes. That's unacceptable. I want more of a diverse number. I want like 300 plus. I want 300. That's more of a diverse thing that we're looking at. Bobby Kennedy is all over the place. He is on every chat show, every platform, everything. I am so sick and tired of hearing vaccine talk. I don't know about you. It's interesting for the first hour and a half. And then I'm thinking, okay, but let me tell you something. He's not budging. And anybody who shows this intrepidity, I'm fascinated by that. The fact that somebody can say something that they believe it. Okay. And things are changing. Things are changing. I told you, you've got David Spade and Dana Carvey now making Fauci jokes. Ooh, that's interesting. And you look at that to see kind of where things are going in that respect. So it is fascinating. It is fascinating. But this is a bad week for the Democrats, my friend. A bad week. Let me see, I think, looking at my notes, I think, and I forgot to tell you, Greta Thunberg shows up in Ukraine. How dare you? What is Greta, where did she come, what is Greta Thunberg? She's 20 years old. And she shows up and Zelensky's thinking, what the hell am I going to talk to her for? What does she want? She says there's ecocide. She says that the Russians, unilaterally, are destroying the environment by virtue of the war. Not Ukraine, but from the Russians. Okay. All right, I'm buying this. And he's standing there. And I still don't understand. Go equal size. Okay, fine. It's like, what is your expertise in this? Why are we listening to you? Who in the hell is Greta Thunberg? She's the Rula Lenska. I know nobody knows about that, but she's this person who just shows up, and we're supposed to. And when it comes to this idea, to this notion of, I guess, to this idea and this notion of global warming, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? That's all. That's all I ask. What am I supposed to do? What am I, now that you've established it, what am I supposed to do? I don't get it. Well, dear friends, I hope all of you have had a wonderful day today. The air has been orangey, dusty, with particulate matter hanging. They're talking about these weird kind of fire swirls or something. We have no idea what this is about. No idea. But of course, the reason for that, the source of the fire is, of course, climate change. And I ask you, of course, remember to always, always, always use your head and think, and do not take a particular idea from the viewpoint or vantage point of being a conservative or being a whatever. Do not do that. Ask yourself common sense, what really makes the most sense. Now, a couple of things too, which I want to bring to your attention, and you have been so terrific about this. I want you to want me. I think that's, I want you to want me. I think, let me see, where is this? Where is, here we go. This, stand by for a minute, Cheap Trick. I want you, sorry. Where is this? I'm going to get to this. Here we go, right here. This is the email. This is the URL for Mrs. L's YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. Just click it. You don't have to do anything special. Just hit the subscribe button. It's already lined up for you right there. Just click it. That's it. That's all. That's it. And it is wonderful. It is so important and so critical for you to follow, because what's happening right now regarding our children is beyond anything that I ever thought was even possible. You understand that? Let me also give you this is her Twitter. So enjoy that as well. All right, dear friends, have a very safe and a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, 8 a.m. as usual. We love you. We thank you. We mean this from our hearts. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for being a part of this collective team and the collective effort in search of this thing called truth. I know that sounds corny, but the reason why corny things are corny is because they're true. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Don't forget these valedictories. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.